Hello Summoners and welcome to a brand new ProGuides video. My name is Christoph and today I'll be going over the top 5 best junglers that you can abuse to stomp your way out of low elo. This video is meant for players in Iron, Bronze, Silver, and Gold, but it might be helpful to those new junglers in Platinum and above. Everyone knows that jungling is a difficult task. Not only do you have to keep track of the enemy jungler and their whereabouts, but you also have to think about your own pathing while simultaneously watching your lanes. For players that are new to the jungle, this might seem a little bit intimidating, but don't worry, we'll make sure you're ready to hit the rift by the end of this video. But before we get started, I'd like to mention that there is a wonderful Night Blue course on ProGuides.com where you can learn to become that unpredictable threat that everyone fears. The course has everything you need to know to completely take over a game and tilt every person on the enemy team. If you want to become that unstoppable early game threat, then go check out ProGuides.com for that exclusive course. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Starting with number 5, we have Jarvan, the exemplar of Demacia. Jarvan is quite literally a straightforward champion. His main strengths come from his strong engage and lockdown potential, which can be used very effectively during all stages of the game. However, the main reason that J4 was picked for our number 5 ranking is due to the fundamentals he teaches as you play him more and more. Although his playstyle is very one-dimensional, you can still be extremely versatile with his items, runes, and adaptability. Although Riot classifies Jarvan as a bruiser and tank, he's better known as a diver. Now, what exactly are divers, you might ask? Well, much like the more commonly known fighters who are durable and damage-focused melee champions that excel in combat, divers are the more mobile, tanky, and CC-heavy style fighters. Divers excel at jumping straight into the enemy backline to single out high-priority targets and eliminate threats before the threats eliminate them. However, it's important that you don't confuse divers with tanks or juggernauts. They're usually less tanky than juggernauts and are the best of both worlds between fighters and tanks. One of the most important aspects of why our challenger analysts chose Jarvan to be number 5 on this list is due to his gank potential and item flexibility. You can pretty much gank from any angle, and you start to learn the basics of tower diving as well. Having the ability to gank from practically anywhere starts to train you on how to look for more gank opportunities and helps you become a more proactive jungler. A lot of low elo players who receive coaching on ProGuides.com start to become so much more aggressive during the early game after playing him. On top of that, if you get decently fed within the first 5 minutes of the game, then you can switch from a hybrid tank/AD build to full AD and one-shot all of your opponents. Now let's talk about some runes. Aftershock, Electrocute, Hail of Blades, Summonary, you name it. All of these runes are viable on J4, which helps you adapt to different team compositions and fill positions depending on your team's needs. If you need more engage, then go full tank with Aftershock. If you need more burst damage, then try Electrocute with lethality items. You get the point. Jarvan is a jack of all trades, but that isn't necessarily a good thing. Although he's very flexible in build paths, it also means that he's a master of none. No matter what build path you decide to go, there will always be a better champion who's better than him in that given scenario. Lastly, let's talk about how to play Jarvan. Jarvan has a decently strong early to mid game. His early game clear speed isn't the best, but it's definitely not bad. Although his 1v1 potential is pretty awful, Jarvan excels at small 2v2 skirmishes where he can provide damage, utility, and CC for his team. Jarvan is especially good in low elo because many players will not flash his EQ combo when they need to. They underestimate how much damage Jarvan can actually do to them if he lands that ability, and will be punished heavily for those small mistakes. On top of that, Jarvan's ultimate is a 3.5 second lockdown which can trap multiple enemies at once. In lower ranks where people are always out of position, you can use this insanely strong ultimate to catch people out and get free objectives. Coming in at number 4, we have Amumu, the Sad Mummy. Amumu is a tanky jungler who excels at engaging team fights after level 6. Much like Jarvan, Amumu can teach you a ton of fundamentals about jungling and is extremely easy to play. His build path can also be somewhat versatile, but is nowhere near as flexible as J4. The main reason we recommend Amumu for lower elo junglers is because he'll teach you just how effective it is to path correctly, and also how to farm efficiently. Amumu is a melee tank with a devastating engage. He's perfect for those low elo fights at Dragon or Baron because everyone will be grouped together and will likely fall prey to a 3 to 5 man Amumu ult. You should constantly be looking for those big engages during the mid to late game due to just how game-changing a good engage by him can be. For runes, you generally want to take Aftershock and go a full tank route, but you can try full AP as well if the enemy team has a lot of squishy members. The playstyle is very simple. Amumu can punish people for taking a step forward or even a step backwards. If they're overextended, then you can use your long-range engage to lock them down and catch them out. If they're too far back and hugging their backline, then you can use your engage followed by a flash to CC multiple enemies at once. Amumu's early game is quite weak, unfortunately, and you'll have to rely on your teammates to help you out if you get invaded. However, past the level 6 mark, you can start having a huge impact on the game and get that easy win. But with great power comes great responsibility. Although Amumu can have a game-changing engage, it's important to know exactly when to engage. Sometimes you'll be too far from your team and will have zero follow-up in a team fight. Sometimes you'll go in and you'll see potential for a 5-man ultimate without realizing that one of your teammates isn't there yet. You have to constantly be watching the map and analyzing the situation. Keep asking yourself, should I go in here? Do we have the numbers advantage? What are our advantages in this given scenario? So the absolute biggest reason why our Challenger analysts recommend you learn Amumu is because he teaches you self-control. Next up at number 3, we have Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is a fighter-style jungler who excels in aggressive early-game plays. Unlike Jarvan and Amumu, Xin Zhao is an insanely strong early-game jungler, and there are only a few who can beat him in a 1v1 before level 3. His build path is very set in stone with an AD bruiser style where you get 2 to 3 AD items followed by a full tank right after. While Amumu focuses on farming until level 6, Xin Zhao is quite the opposite and is purely focused on ganking before the laning phase ends. Most of the time in lower elos, you'll be able to gank a lane right after your first buff and get a free kill. The most important reason why our analyst chose to put Xin Zhao at number 3 is because he teaches you how to be aggressive. Due to his early game strength, you can play Xin Zhao as an aggressive ganker or an aggressive invader. He teaches you how to assert your dominance in the jungle and force the enemy jungler or laner to back off. However, it's very important that you are smart with your pathing and know when to invade. You should only invade if you know you're going to get a free kill and get out, or whenever your lanes have priority. Lane priority is a difficult concept to learn, but there is a brand new course on lane priority on ProGuides.com that is purely focused on the concept of lane priority. So if you guys are interested in understanding that advanced concept at a high level, then please check out ProGuides.com for more. Another reason why our Challenger analyst put Xin Zhao on the list is because he's also one of the best junglers at applying pressure onto lanes. Sometimes it just feels like Xin Zhao is teleporting all around the map because he's literally everywhere that he needs to be. The secret comes from knowing how and when to ward while you invade, so you can track the enemy jungler and go for a devastating counter gank. So make sure to remember to always ward whenever you invade. Buy a pink ward if you have the extra gold during each back, and keep applying that pressure on the map. Coming around number 2, we have Master Yi the Wuju Bladesman. Master Yi is an assassin who excels at cleaning up fights. He is the janitor of League of Legends. Unlike the other 3 champions on our list, Master Yi is an insanely strong late-game hyper carry. His true damage combined with items like Blade of the Ruined King or Ginsu's Rage Blade allows him to melt through enemy champions like a hot knife going through butter. Once he gets a reset, then the fight is pretty much won and he can 1v9 a game at that point. However, there are major downsides to this late game playstyle. Having an insanely strong late game means that his early game is atrociously weak. He struggles to clear camps efficiently, his 1v1 in the early game is terrible, and he has no escape tools other than his flash. The main reason our analysts put Master Yi so high on our list is because he teaches you how to carry a game. Although you rely on your teammates to hold your hand during the early game, your teammates then rely on you to carry them during the late game. Unlike champions like Amumu, J4, and Xin Zhao, you'll have to be the main source of damage at some point in the game and feel the pressure of 4 teammates counting on you for the win. This is one of the most important skills to learn if you want to be successful in your ranked career. Being able to overcome the fear of letting your teammates down is essential for climbing and will only improve your gameplay. If you struggle dealing with this type of pressure, then make sure to check out our advanced coaching video on YouTube, which focuses on ranked anxiety. The playstyle for Master Yi is very simple. For runes, he can be very flexible with things such as Conqueror, Fleet Footwork, Electrocute, Hail of Blades, Lethal Tempo, Press the Attack, you name it. Build path is also very flexible, but there are 2 main builds that are crit and on-hit % damage. If the enemy team has a lot of squishy members, then try out the full crit build to one-shot their carries. If they have a lot of tanks, then try the on-hit % build to melt through their defenses. Although his build paths and runes are decently flexible, his skill cap is extremely low and is one of the easiest champions in the game. Once you press your R and your E, you can pretty much autopilot from there. Another reason why our analysts recommend you pick up Master Yi right now is because he almost always has a very high win rate in low elo. Players in gold and below don't know how to punish a Master Yi's early game and will usually let him farm for free until he hits his God mode power spikes. In addition to that, low elo players usually don't know when to time their CC properly for Master Yi, which will allow you to get free resets during fights. Just make sure not to go too crazy and start going in a 1v5. Always keep in mind that you're a cleanup champion, not an engaged champion. And finally, at the top of our list, we have Ramus rolling his way into number 1. The best jungler to play if you're starting to learn jungle is Ramus by far. He's extremely beginner-friendly, has great gank potential, great lockdown, lots of CC, and very good damage. On top of that, Ramus is great during all stages of the game and has a very good win rate in all elos. His build path is pretty linear, allowing you to focus strictly on the game. You'll almost always want to go Aftershock and build mostly armor in order to increase the amount of damage you do. The main reason why our analysts recommend you pick up Ramus if you're in low elo is because he has everything you need to win a game. A strong early, mid, and late game, strong clear, strong ganking, good pick potential, and high damage for a tank. On top of all that, he's very mobile and can hard counter full AD compositions. The playstyle for Ramus is more complex than the other junglers. You want to focus on ganking enemy laners as much as possible while keeping your farm to scale into the late game with massive armor items. Ramus's ganks are extremely fast and offer an immense amount of CC and lockdown, making it difficult for your enemies to escape you. Most enemy junglers will have a hard time keeping up with your quick, constant pressure, and enemy laners will lack the awareness, reflexes, and vision control to dodge you. How you play Ramus will change from game to game, giving you a taste of every element of jungling. Some games you'll be a ganking machine, mowing down immobile enemies, while others you'll take nice and slow, farming it out, and finding ganks wherever you can. Some games you'll assassinate the enemy AD carry, destroying them with your CC and reflexive damage, while others will be glued to your AD carries, peeling relentless divers off of them. The way you play Ramus varies from game to game and will teach you how to become a better jungler all around. And the best part is, you only need a little bit of jungle knowledge to excel with him. That's it for our top 5 best junglers for low elo. If you like this video, then please leave a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to our channel to be notified for the next video. Make sure to check out ProGuides.com to get you guys to be a better jungler this season. Last but not least, if you guys want to see another video like this, but for a different role, then please comment down below which role you'd want to see. That's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck in your next few games, and we'll see you on the Rift.